Another hot week in pick'ems, bro. Another hot week in pick'ems.
It's too bad it's not legal here. It'd be great.
I know.
It'd be great if we could take our own advice.
I'm telling you, I mean, if they went with you yesterday, which I'm watching the Jets play and I'm laughing to myself, dude. I'm so glad you picked the Falcons. For what? Let's just throw this out there real quick. I don't know how I allowed myself to get love drunk on Aaron Rodgers again, real quick. I'm just not sure what happened there. I would like to go back and smack myself in the face. This doesn't happen often. I'm glad you were there to right the ship. But so if the listeners went with you, they went 6-2. If they went with me, they went 5-3. The higher number wins when it comes to our Boys in the Woods category. That takes us to 50-29, bro. We are 50-29 as a collective group in pick'ems. Denver lost. I'm blaming that on Russell Wilson. I think they had every opportunity to win that game.
Was it 3 turnovers? Did he have 3 interceptions?
Yeah, three interceptions.
Yeah, that'll do it. That'll do it every time.
Including a red zone interception to end the game.
Yeah.
When they were there to win the game. Brutal. But I don't want to take anything away from the Texans. I love what they're doing. Great job, Texans. I think that Denver eventually had to fall off. If you heard it, I wasn't happy with the pick, but I had to roll with Denver because that's just, the train wreck that I do.
Yeah.
You picked the 49ers correctly. Thank God. We'll touch a little bit on that. I want to say the physical, emotional Buffalo Bills game the week prior played a little extra into this week, and the hype around Dallas, yada, yada, that's fine. It is. I can't wait for that. Green Bay won. That was exciting. We'll talk a little bit about that also. So I went 1-1 in the pick'ems. Jacksonville is hot. I have no idea where I went with Jacksonville. I think I've said this a few times so far, Pat, on this season. I'm not sure why I'm treating Jacksonville the way I am, but a win tonight, and they're potentially the number 1 seed in the AFC currently.
Well, I think it's because we've seen the best of them, and then we've also seen them suck bad. That game that they played out in, was it Germany they played in? They looked fucking flat.
I think it was a little after that because for some reason Germany Europe to Jacksonville is a home game. They are dominant in Europe. That's something we'll bring up later on in one of the shows when we revisit.
The Germans love Jacksonville, huh? They like the kitty cats.
Yeah, it's like England loves Green Bay. Fucking, I'm telling you, it's like a home game to them, no matter where they go over there in Jacksonville. But other than that, we've obviously had a massive weekend in sports. Lots of controversy. I think both of us are on the same page with the FSU take. Let's just jump right into the college thing, and we'll end it with the NFL.
It's bittersweet if you're an SEC fan that you got what you wanted. You got a new champion, no matter what. There's going to be a new champion crowned this year, whether that be Alabama, Michigan, Texas, or Washington.
The numbers are out. Michigan right now is
1.5.
1.5. So
I figured as much. It would be a pick'em game between Alabama and Michigan. They did that. They put that line out there on purpose. It's to basically get people to bet. So
yeah, absolutely. And let's see, Texas. I think Texas is what was it? 6.5? I think 6.5 or 4.5. 4.5. Texas is 4.5 over Washington. But
I was talking. Did you believe? I don't believe that is a very good matchup for Washington at all.
No,
that is Texas is a better Oregon with a better defense.
I think both of their defenses are suspect. I really do. I think Texas's offense is better than Oregon's.
Texas did beat Alabama, so they're capable of
beating by 2 scores in Tuscaloosa. By 2 scores in Tuscaloosa
on the road. Yeah,
on the road. Alabama's got a lot of this SEC backing, and we'll touch on this real quick too, because there's a narrative being pushed by the SEC right now when the camera room was on Michigan, and it was like, we're about to see who number 4 is. Now, in this, we're about to see who Michigan's playing, but we're about to see who number 4 is. It doesn't matter who Michigan is playing. Y'all don't realize in that room, it didn't matter who was in that number 4 spot. Michigan was ready. Michigan is ready. It doesn't matter.
Okay, let's just say what it is. They were shocked. They weren't upset. They were like, whoa, really? Florida State got left out?
It was a human reaction. It was the same fucking reaction we all had, except Alabama and Alabama fans.
Nobody was expecting to see them. Yeah, the entire country was not expecting to see Alabama sneak in at 4. Come on, be realistic.
Alabama from 8 to 4, Georgia from 1 to 6.
Yeah.
That's what everyone was shocked about. But the moment they realized, oh, hell yeah, it's Alabama.
Yeah.
Because Michigan's got some smoke with Alabama. We're ready to get ours. Alabama put a beat down on Denard Robinson. I remember that game at good old Texas, A&T Stadium. Denard Shoelace Robinson. Michigan came in as number 2 in the country, and we all laughed. The only reason they were number 2 in the country is because the strength of schedule they had put in front of themselves. And it ended up being a pretty crazy year. I think we went 9-4 or some shit like that.
Yeah, it was a up and down season.
There's a lot to be said for FSU. There's a lot to be said for FSU. But I heard it the absolute best this morning. It's the because of argument. Okay? Alabama didn't get in because they lost by 2 scores at home to Texas. Georgia didn't get in because they lost to Alabama in the SEC championship. FSU didn't get in because, right? You can't go to them and say because the quarterback, right? Because fucking Ohio State won it all with Cardell Jones.
Yeah, okay? I saw that same comment too.
And again,
third stringer, not even a backup, a third stringer.
A third stringer, right? This is about the product on the field. Do you realize that Florida State's strength of record, which is what everyone is talking about, right? The people you played, the people they played, where they ended up, how you beat them, how your defense went. Do you know who the top 3 are with that, Pat? I'm about to tell you.
Washington, number 1.
Washington, yep.
Yep.
Number 2, Michigan.
Yep.
Number 3, FSU.
And 4 was probably Alabama or Georgia?
No. 4
Ohio State?
No, 4 was Ohio State. Yeah. 5 was Alabama.
Okay, so they didn't take that into consideration.
No, they didn't take that into consideration. See, this is the because of clause. So now if you're talking the 4 best teams, Georgia, according to Vegas, is a favorite in all of the matchups. All of them. Michigan, they're a favorite. Washington, they're a favorite. Alabama, they're a favorite. Texas, they're a favorite. So it's not the 4 best teams. You can't tell me that it's the 4 best teams.
Well, Vegas doesn't think it's the 4 best teams then either. That's what you're saying.
Right.
Yeah.
But the sports world revolves around Vegas. We can't push that.
We proved that. Hey, did you see that the SEC just signed a $3 billion deal?
Yeah.
Today.
No, I didn't see that.
Oh my God. Disney is now part.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
That's a drowning fucking fish. Fucking Disney. But anyways, it's so what do you tell? That's my only issue with all of this. Arguably, I'm excited to see Alabama. I'm excited to see Jim Harbaugh and Nick Saban fucking tackle each other. I'm ready for this matchup. I think we as a fan base should be ready for this matchup. It's going to be a really good game in the first half. I think the third quarter is going to really signal what type of game that will be at the end. I don't give a frank what people think or say. Alabama was a fucking shitstorm until the last 4 seconds of the Iron Bowl. And now everyone's talking about Alabama like they're some fucking god. Y'all don't. Alabama going into that weekend was 8. If you thought that little of FSU, why were they 4? That's the confusing portion of all of this. But regardless, if people just think Alabama's coming in because the SEC is going to walk all over this shit. Even had the SEC commissioner come in and say something about Sesame Street, just laughing. Like, you guys are fucking drunk on just idiocracy.
It was bad. It was a bad look for college football. It was a bad look for a lot of people. It gave the entire fan bases for a lot of teams black eyes, because people were arguing this fact and that fact. Then there was people that were on the outside looking in that were trying to justify why their team didn't get in. It just didn't look good. Regardless, they probably made the best decision, the right decision, but in the eyes of the fans, they didn't make the right decision.
For entertainment value, absolutely.
And that's, at the end of the day, they don't care.
That's what this is. Then these old fuckers in that room need to come out and tell us.
Well, is it even entertainment value, or does it just come down to money? Because you can't tell me that Michigan, Alabama isn't going to draw a shitload.
It's going to draw a crowd. It's going to draw.
And Texas, Washington is intriguing as well.
Yeah, I think that boils into entertainment. Entertainment is only successful in dollar amounts. Entertainment is only successful in dollar amounts.
You have 3 of the largest fan bases in college football in the playoff this year.
You realize that
someone else noticed that.
It's the Big Ten versus the SEC. That is what this fucking playoff is. It's the Big Ten versus the SEC. I don't care what title they fucking play under this night sky, because tomorrow morning it's the Big Ten versus the SEC.
Look at the rest of the bowl games as well. Yeah. Explain one thing to me. Did you happen to look at the bowl games? Why the fuck is Wisconsin, a 7-5 football team, playing LSU, who's 13th in the country? They weren't even ranked the entire season, and they're playing LSU. You want to know why? You just said it. It's the Big Ten versus the SEC. Look at all. You want to go the bowl? There's a ton of other SEC teams playing Big Ten teams.
Yeah,
I think there's 5 in total. Dude, Ohio State's got their hands full with Missouri. That's going to be an interesting matchup.
That'll be a fun matchup.
Hey, Missouri wanted all this smoke, giving Michigan shit. Guess what? You've got the second best team in the Big Ten. Good luck with that, by the way. Mm-hmm. Ohio State doesn't suck, so.
No, they're actually really good. And okay, so talking about Ohio State, so 48 hours ago, Ryan Day would not commit to Kyle McCord playing as the starter for Ohio State. 24 hours pass. Kyle McCord enters the transfer portal.
He's not the only one. Fleming entered the transfer portal. Yeah. So 3 of their offensive starters are gone next season. Yeah.
And commits leaving. That's due to the fan base, dude. Mostly the fan base has caused Ohio State to lose commits. If that's insane. Mr. 2023, Mr. Ohio just committed to Big Blue.
Losing to Michigan is the worst thing that can happen to Ohio State sports. It doesn't matter if they went to the playoff. If they lose to Michigan, a lot of those players come there because they're beating Michigan on a consistent basis. And if they're not beating them, they don't want to come there.
No.
And I think Michigan's kind of the same way.
They were for a while. It took a bunch of blue blood players to come back. It was Michigan-born players. I made a bunch of comments on it. I said, listen, it happened to us during the Urban Meyer years. You have somebody who was born a few moons ago watching that game going, all they need is me. And that dude's going to show up one day.
And we love it when Ohio State and Michigan are battling it out. I don't like to see blowouts no matter what. I like to see close competitive games, especially in the game. Yeah. And I've been talking to a lot of Ohio State fans, and I've had a lot of positive conversations with these people. We can be completely civil. We can also have our disagreements and be assholes to each other too. But the biggest asshole fan base that I've found on any social media page has been the people who shouldn't be speaking. The Michigan State Spartan fans are the absolute fucking worst on Twitter. Yeah. I swear.
Yeah. And it sucks. I've got some family with really close connections with Michigan State too.
I know.
It's the truth.
Charles, it's a few.
what we do. You know what we do
Yeah.
on this podcast. If you're going to write on the wall, we're going to talk about it.
Yeah.
And they are horrible. They are really bad. It's like the mosquito just fast enough to miss the fucking cool little zapper tennis racket that we used to get up in the UP. Zoop,
well, I wanted to bring a couple things up to you. I have a couple things on my phone here that I wanted to bring up to you. I'll see if I can email them to myself, and I will put them up on the screen. And I know what you're going to say on it, but I want your opinion of.
Okay. While you're doing that, I want to do a little side note, a little trivia action.
Yeah, go for it.
CJ Stroud has an opportunity to lead the league in NFL passing, or to lead in passing yards, right?
Yeah.
A rookie quarterback in passing yards. The last time this was done was A, 1945, B, 1939, really? Or C, 1980.
Lead in passing yards.
Yeah.
I'm trying to think. I'm going to say 80.
Okay. 1939, Davey O'Brien. Philadelphia Eagles.
Don't think I ever heard of him. I'm thinking 80.
Listen to the name, Davey O'Brien. He's a fucking award, bro.
I know. Yes.
Yeah. I had to look him up. I swear to God. 1939, Davey O'Brien, Philadelphia. He was the last rookie quarterback to lead the NFL in passing yards. So CJ Stroud is special, bro. Okay, but here's a kicker. Kyler Murray was special also.
Oh.
And Kyler Murray and the Arizona Cardinals, I love it. We were saying it on the show. There's more people on board this train now. We don't give a fuck. The more people on the train, the more tax money we make. Woo, woo. But the point is, Arizona is not moving off of Kyler Murray. Get it through your thick fucking heads.
Right.
And I tell you what, I feel so bad for the Bears, but it's looking like a solid chance that Marvin Harrison, who is a front runner for the Heisman, well done.
Oh, yeah.
Jr. is more or less projected to go to the Cardinals around 2 or 3. Although it's looking like the Patriots are going to be a solid 2 with that realm of Caleb Williams if the Bears don't fuck up, or Drake May if the Bears decide to move on from Justin Fields.
All right, Charles, I got it up here.
Awesome.
That
Davey O'Brien thing fucking blew my mind. It's wild. Another quick stat while you're pulling that up. Jordan Love threw his 4th 3-touchdown, 0 interception game last night against the Kansas City Chiefs.
That's beautiful.
Yeah, he's tied for the league lead with, I think Mahomey, actually. I think Patrick Mahomey. I think it was Patrick Mahomey. A beer promo said, pour until Iowa scores. The Hawkeyes lost 26-0. Man, I tell you what.
Why would you do this?
Oh,
as an Iowa fan, you had to have loved this, actually.
The last time we played them in this scenario, they scored a field goal at the end of the game, I think.
Hey, do you know where that was?
No.
X Golf. It was X Golf. It's $500 worth of beer at X Golf. Dog's going crazy.
$500, that's it? Man,
yeah.
You should have done way better than that.
I'm assuming X Golf with Iowa playing, it might not have been the busiest place to have it. That's probably why they did it, honestly.
That's probably why they did it. Hell yeah. Promotional. But oh my God. I wonder what they made in food.
That's true. You could have lots of nachos and lots of what's Iowa known for? Other
beans?
Corn.
Beans? Corn?
Soybeans? They soy boys? I don't know.
Buttered corn?
I don't fucking know. I need to learn more about other states and other cultures and stuff, so I don't look like a big asshole.
Most wins since 2022, week 14. Trevor Lawrence, 13. Patrick Mahomes, 13. Jalen Hurts, 13. Brock Purdy, 13. Entering week 13.
I have another one for you.
Yes, sir.
Did you happen to look at all the rookies from this last year's draft? Rookie wide receivers. I have all their stats.
No, whatever you're about to shoot out, I love
would you like to see them? All right, let's check them out. Obviously, we know who number 1 is, and that's going to be Puka. But the rest of them that are on this list are very interesting.
I bet I'm going to throw this out there.
A couple of them.
Two of them play for the Texans. They got to be in the top 5. And Tank Dell for sure. Nico Collins maybe.
Nico Collins was drafted the year prior, I think.
Oh, shit. I feel so bad for Tank Dell, man. I can't wait for him to come back. Poor dude. For those of you who may not know, although I'm not sure if that's a possibility if you listen to this podcast, but he did break his shit. Jaden Reed is on this list, player.
Yeah, but look at who number 1 was. Quentin Johnston. Quentin Johnston. He was that really big-bodied receiver. Yeah. And he went in the first round. And he has been an absolute bust for the Chargers. And it's not because they don't have a good quarterback. It's fucking weird.
That offense is so ugly, dude. That offense is so ugly. And you know what? Let's move on. That was our college football. Let's move on to the NFL. There's a lot to talk about. We got a lot. We got 27 days of Harbaugh versus Saban. I can't wait for media days. I can't wait to see what our boys put out there on that field. I love
the shitty thing is, Charles, is every other receiver outside of Johnston is having a halfway decent season.
Is having a really good season. Even Jaden Reed, like that's receiving yards on there. What he's doing,
he's got a couple hundred yards probably rushing too.
What he's doing as a Swiss
kickoff
Army
return.
I
think he's had a couple of kickoff returns too, and punt returns for decent yardage as well. He's what do we call him? Our Swiss Army knife? Is that what you want to call him?
Yeah, I mean, we'll call him little J Swiss. We'll call him J Swiss for now. J Swiss. All right. Yeah. We got J Swiss. We got J Swiss coming in. I'm loving what he's doing. Which brings, all right, here we go. Let's talk about this controversial Green Bay Kansas City game, because I know we love to, but one of the things I would love to bring up,
the controversial game. The only people that are saying that are the Kansas City fans that are bitching that they didn't get bailed out again.
Yeah. And big dick media. It's big dick media too.
Seriously, come
on. So we'll start this off though real quick with coming into last night. Mr. LaFleur was 15-0 in the month of December.
Yeah.
Winning last night puts him at 16-0 in the month of December. Let's be straight. Kansas City did not do enough to win that game. And everything we talked about on this podcast came into fruition with them. They cannot throw the deep ball very well. Now, you want to talk about
I think they're the worst in the league.
Yes.
Throwing the deep ball.
And fourth quarter offense is terrible. Terrible. And now here's the kicker, right? You want to talk about that pass interference, not you specifically, but they want to talk about this pass interference call. The only reason that play was even in a position to be made was because of the bullshit roughing the passer call on the play prior. Had that not even been in that fucking realm, you had an extra 15 yards. You went from 10 to 25 yards closer, which put you in position.
The clock should have ran out on the MVS call because they called him out of bounds and he was being pulled out. He was being pulled back inbounds.
The out of bounds, the clock. There was so many bad calls in that last 1 minute. How dare you? How dare you pick one fucking play and say that's the reason they fucking missed? Because if my memory serves me correctly, Kansas City already attempted a 2-point conversion and failed miserably. And their best running back just went Mike Tyson on a dude and got kicked the fuck out a couple minutes prior.
With 2 minutes to go, yeah. That was Pacheco. I don't understand. I know he's probably not going to listen to this podcast, but seriously, man, you got to do better than that. Your team is relying on you. You're one of the best players on the field.
You fantasy managers relying on you. I mean, in this realm of reality, you could have had one more touchdown, bump that bitch up to almost 30 points. What the fuck were you thinking? Yeah, he ain't gonna listen to me though.
He ain't thinking. He clearly wasn't thinking. He was
not thinking about fantasy football managers, bro.
He was only doing that because the guy was it Owens was blocking him, like pushing him back to the ground. Yeah, dude, the guy's trying to score a touchdown. He doesn't want you to get up. He knows you're probably the fastest player out there that's going to run him down.
Do we know of an engine that runs hotter than Owens? Bro, in the last 2 minutes of that game on that defense, Owens single-handedly sealed the deal, more or less. Thanks to,
he's been money. The last 2 weeks, he's been pretty friggin' good. Let's just say that.
Okay, so it starts with that bogus personal foul call. But for him to come up big on
the bogus pass interference call, too, the one that the phantom PI that they called.
Yeah.
That he was like, okay, man, all right, yeah.
Yeah. It was, you could not ask for any more help than you got. And then at the end, you continued to ask for more help. Right. As a fan base.
Did you see Collinsworth call out Travis Kelce? He goes, when he got called for PI for pushing off, he goes, he does that a lot. Yeah, he just got caught today. I'm like, if he does it a lot, isn't that pass interference every fucking time?
Travis Kelce does it a lot. The difference is, and you know this, but the difference is this little elbow action.
Yeah, when you extend your arm, it makes it obvious. Yes,
and
a lot of let's be honest, a lot of players do that. Not
Jefferson
just him.
does it. Jefferson does it a lot. Jamar Chase does it a fuckload, bro. You watch Jamar Chase the next time, dude. Every other catch.
He'll be playing tonight.
Yeah, he'll be playing tonight. Every other catch that dude has, he's got hands, and he's got this little. I don't know if his sleeve doesn't allow his arm to extend all the way, but he's got it. He's got it well.
Fucking just he's out there shoving her around. Yeah,
I'm telling you, man. Why do you think he's always fucking open? Right? Always fucking open. Yeah, it's just so. Another crazy cool thing about this game, right? 756 days since Jordan Love's first start against the Kansas City Chiefs.
Yeah, it was a weird stat.
Smoked him, bro. Chiefs smoked him. So apparently Mr. Love has had this game circled for a long time. Long time. And our boy Love went out there and wrote his own story, bro. He outdueled Patrick Mahomes. He outdueled him. Our boy can play in the big games.
Just imagine the Packers aren't exactly extremely healthy. Let's say that no team is around this time. Everybody's
very not healthy. Yeah.
But I'm saying, just think
12 dudes on that list.
This team has got the opportunity with an extra draft pick in the second round this year to put either more weapons around them or to get better on the offensive line
and
protect them.
You hear a lot of people complain about Green Bay not taking offensive weapons in the first round. But who the drafts offensive weapons better than Green Bay in the second, third, fourth, fifth, and sixth rounds? Y'all realize that everybody talks about Aaron Jones. That dude was a sixth rounder or fifth or sixth rounder. Bro, Devontae Adams, I think, was a second or third rounder. I don't understand what you're saying. Wow. Look at fucking Christian Watson. Look at Romeo Dobbs. Look at Wicks. Look at they're all over. Jane Reed.
Yeah, they're okay. They're not elite.
Those catches Christian was making last.
You do get those. Usually first round picks. He's hamstring again. It's his hamstring. Yeah. LaFleur, did you listen to LaFleur's press conference today? He talked about it. He said that it's his hamstring again, and they won't know anymore until tomorrow. So
doctors provide 36 minutes ago, MSN, doctors provide concerning injury update on Packers Christian Watson. Let's see, however, within the Packers. Wow, this is going to take me a second. Go ahead, keep talking. I'm going to talk quietly.
It was his hamstring, whatever. It is what it is. It's been nagging him the entire season. He missed 3 games with it. So
it's the fifth right hamstring strain.
That's not good. So he could potentially be out for 3-4 weeks. because that's not
Yeah.
it's not something that you want to just rush back on, because you're gonna stretch it
Well,
again and it's gonna freaking happen again.
Well, and I tell you what, that I'm starting to notice more about this staff is that we generally care about our players' health. And even though they're able to come back, we don't see them back in full capacity for a week or two after the norm.
You want to address something that I noticed watching the game? What the fuck kind of preparation did Kansas City do on the field? Those dudes were slipping and sliding all over the place and getting hurt. Like,
Lambeau,
what the fuck are they doing?
Lambeau Field has been doing that to put. I don't understand.
No, but I don't understand why
it's this
teams...
really weird thing. Okay, so it's this really weird thing, and I believe there's a conspiracy theory here. And I'm glad you brought this up. I'll jump right into it. Okay,
you
so
can't...
check.
The thing is, by now they
artificial...
have to know what cleats the Packers are wearing, that they can wear the same fucking
exactly.
ones.
So my only thought with this, bro, is all this smoke came out about the artificial turf, and owners started to get really scared that they were going to have to dish out a buttload of money to get rid of all this artificial turf. And now magically you're seeing more natural grass injuries. And there's been an emphasis in the media to point out, while playing on natural grass,
well, that's just because the players are complaining about it.
As I said, it's a conspiracy theory, bro. But I don't pass nothing past these greedy fucking owners, bro. Not a goddamn thing. I think they're putting a little extra rubber pellies down on that bitch. A little extra rubber pellies down on that bitch. And cancer-causing peblets.
Players shredded tires.
Yeah.
Shredded tires.
Yeah.
That's what Ford Field was.
Bro, I'm telling you.
Fucking terrible.
I was watching
terrible.
I can't remember where I was, YouTube or somewhere, a few moons back, but I was watching like this general health concern about these rubber pellets, and that like players ingest basically a fucking street tire in their career. Like you eat a whole fucking tire in your career, bro.
But why would you want to play on turf then? That's fucking ridiculous. That's asinine.
And it's getting real bad at times, bro. Like the camera, and it's just bro's got fucking pepper down his arm and in his face.
Yeah.
He's like, pepper coming out of his mouth.
Obviously certain stadiums are worse than others too. Like I think that Indianapolis is one that's crappy like that as well.
Yeah, so I don't. Hey, listen, I'm just the fuck writing's on the wall, man. I'm just conspiracy, maybe not.
Yeah. Really I'm happy that Michigan gets to play. Is Michigan playing on grass? They're in the Rose Bowl, correct?
Yeah, they're in the Rose Bowl. Yeah.
All right, they're on grass. Yep. That bodes well for Michigan.
Michigan
plays better on grass than they do.
The position of the game, or where the game is played, bodes well for Michigan.
Oh yes, California is a hotbed for Michigan fans. Yeah. They love going out there.
Absolutely.
I told Will this. I told Will he's being a dick on Facebook. He's Alabama by 14. I said, dude, Alabama's gonna be lucky if their fans show up. I said, Alabama does not travel as well as Michigan does, and they're arrogant, cocky assholes probably expect to win. So good luck.
That's I told you. The SEC is trying to push that random narrative that Michigan's afraid. I'm like, motherfucker, those are humans. You want to know? You don't want to know what? That tells me that the SEC knew they were going to be there. The only teams that shouldn't have known they were going to be there was the ACC and the SEC. Yet for some reason, the SEC just knew they were going to be there. And
they knew they were getting a team in no matter what. So
it felt that way. It felt that way. And here's the argument. Oh, the SEC is the greatest conference in the football. The SEC's won 14 of the last 17. Shut the fuck up. We are not talking about the past in this scenario. Well done. Congratulations. That's awesome. But right now it's about the present. It's about what has been presently shown. Okay? And you should not have, or whatever, who cares? They're a bunch of old crazy fucks anyways. But you should not have taken the past into consideration, because again, you walk into that, where do we go? When do we stop? And what do we pick? Because the past should have told you a third string quarterback can do great things.
We have 4 weeks until Michigan plays Alabama. And Here's the thing. Is Milroe going to improve enough in those 4 weeks? Because I know that Jay McCarthy in Michigan probably are going to get healthier and they're going to improve. But is Alabama going to be able to fix their fucking problems? That dude is a turnover machine sometimes. And you can't do that against Michigan. Michigan was not going to beat themselves.
It's really funny, too. You look at all these elite quarterbacks that Michigan has played, right? 3 or 4 of them. Okay, you look at their stats before they played Michigan. 1, maybe 2 interceptions. You look at their stats after they played Michigan, and it's double to triple what it was prior to moving in. That's not anything other than pure dominance. Our defense is fire.
They give up almost 4 sacks a game. Alabama does. They do also sack about 3 times a game, but Michigan's going to be able to get pressure on Alabama. Michigan needs to do is not let JJ sit in the fucking pocket, though. They need to move him out. He needs to be rolled out and roll around. He can get away from the defense. That is the only concern I have, is that Alabama's defensive line is going to be able to get pressure. They are good enough. They will get pressure.
I thought what our biggest concern in that offensive line was going to be was the center. And arguably, it's just been the outsides and misread opportunities. I sent you that message. I hope JJ stays one more season. Not for any other reason other than Trevor Lawrence's record could be broken, and old boy needs a little extra time reading that defense.
He isn't going to, though, because he's already being contacted by like the Giants want him, the Vikings want him. He's going to be a first-round draft pick, so why not come back? Why not go pro? He's not. Next year,
this day and age, you're taking a pay cut. You're taking a pay cut to go pro.
That Michigan has potentially, if he signs with Michigan, the number 1 quarterback recruit in the country in Bryce Underwood. So why not?
I know. I'm not in a Michigan fan base pure sense. And just for the reasons via the text message that I sent you, I think it would do wonders for him. He would be a top draft pick next year. He'd be a top 2, top 3 quarterback next year. And his decision-making and his ability to read the defenses is continuously getting better as the years go on. I think one more year in college ball would make this dude not only a Heisman, but a top 2 draft pick for sure. Maybe even number 1.
I don't think so, because Jaden Daniels is still a sophomore.
Yeah.
You're not beating out Jaden Daniels for the number 1. Alabama's got 3 5-star quarterbacks. That is crazy to me. How do you have 3? I mean, I'm just saying this because that's an asshole thing to think about. They've got 3. All 3 of them are 5 stars.
Yeah. Well, they don't play
and you have this problem where you benched them. Like you said, something's going on in Alabama. And they still think that their shit doesn't stink, and I think that's what bothers us the most.
It's just a history thing. That's exactly what it is. Oh, look what I've done in the past. That's fine, man. We're in the present right now. And presently, the squad that I'm watching Michigan play is a hell of a lot more dangerous than what I'm seeing Alabama can do. You're looking at Georgia as this fucking juggernaut. According to the committee, they were shitty enough, and their strength of record this season was shitty enough to make them go from 1 to 6. So that's Georgia, in my opinion. No juggernaut there. You don't do that to a juggernaut team.
They didn't want a 3-peat either, though. They didn't want him in there. That they were hoping for Alabama to upset him, so they'd have a reason not to put him in. I think that's really what it comes down to.
And I think most of the smoke is gone. There's a few burned people that are still screaming in the background. I think another shit-ass ESPN radio host was talking about how if you were going to pull a team out of there, you should have pulled the cheater Michigan out of there. And it's, Jesus fucking Christ, yank that dick a little harder, bro. That dick is still attached to whatever's trying to fuck something. And you out there just squeezing it for the last little bit.
I'm not entirely sure, Charles, they even understand what the fuck is going on anymore. They keep bringing this and beating a dead horse with this whole fucking cheating thing.
2 weeks in a row, man. You got one dude over there going, yeah, Ohio's going to break 2 runs. Or Iowa's going to break off 2 really great runs. What the? You don't obviously watch any college football.
It was a little concerning that Michigan couldn't really move the ball on Iowa very well, though.
I'm looking at this. did we make the same plays against Iowa that we were doing against Ohio State? Do you feel that way?
No,
I don't either. And the reason I bring this up is that Harbaugh is a chess master. And if you're going to give game tape, I don't want you to have the tape for things that I'm going to do to you because I have to, and I don't have to against these teams. You want me to go score 40 points? That's fine. I could throw 40 points on there, but I'm going to be showing you way too much when I do that.
but nowadays with AI and all this stuff, anything they've ever done in the last 15 years is on video. So I guess that really doesn't matter.
I can see that argument. I'm still going with the chess, okay? Because this has been the story for Michigan week after week. You look at what happens the week prior, and we try to put that onto the next week. And I'm starting to realize that this fucking team, after goddamn Saturday, it's a new week. And there's an entirely new game plan, and they go out and they execute that game plan that's needed for that scenario. And I feel like that's how Michigan has played this season. I feel like they're more of an execute team than a flash team.
It's going to be a different game than it was last year. They had to outscore TCU, and that wasn't Michigan's game. Never was the entire season.
Right.
And they were playing with it. There was a track meet. That's all TCU wanted, is a track meet.
So I mean, in Michigan, Michigan got themselves into that. The last 2 years outside of that 2021 Georgia team, or 2020 Georgia team, whichever it was. But the last 2 years, it's been Michigan fucking mistakes that have taken them down. It has not been the other team outperforming, arguably. Who would have thought goddamn TCU put up 51 on that defense? 51.
All right. Enough about them, I guess. Let's break down the other matchup just for a second here.
Yeah, I like that.
I like what I saw from Washington. I liked it a lot, but Texas has better receivers and a better running back. It's just, I see this game being close, but Texas is going to be able to control the line of scrimmage with their Texas's offensive line is one of the best in college football.
I think this game comes down to the turnover battle. I think whoever sits on the plus side of the turnover wins the game.
And I think Ewers is probably not. He's more liable to make a mistake. Yeah. Penix is a lefty. Have you ever seen the ball come out of this bro's hands? Like, it's a weird angle. He throws from the top of the ball, like he's throwing like this.
It's hard for me to watch left-handed quarterbacks.
It is. It's very hard.
I don't know. It's something in my mind. It just doesn't let me look at it like it's right.
I think it's hard for a defender. That's why he has so few interceptions too. It's hard for them to track that ball.
He's been throwing the ball to the other team the last 3-4 weeks, though. He did well throughout the season. The interceptions at Washington State is what got him in trouble. Yeah. Really, the turnovers in the Oregon game is what made that Oregon game so close, because they were running away with that game. But arguably, I agree with you. It's the
best team. It's the best team that either one of these teams have played all season.
I think Washington is better than Alabama, to be honest with you. I really do. I think Washington is more efficient on offense than Alabama. I think Alabama has the better defense, but
it's hard. You have to sit there and look at the schedules and look at the games, but then you look at that fucking Auburn game, the Iron Bowl, and you're like, this fucking team's in the playoffs. Seriously, this team's in the fucking playoffs. And
Alabama or FSU,
they're a doink away from not being in the fucking playoffs, because guess who was Georgia was outplaying them at the end of that game.
Oh yeah,
if you add 4 minutes to that game, they're losing.
FSU would have been an easier win, but FSU or Alabama bode well for Michigan. And if Alabama does come to the plate better than what they have this season and walks away with the win, I think regardless, the winner of this semifinal goes on to win the championship. Yeah, I think these are the two best teams.
I think a lot of people agree with that.
Because I'm not blind to the fact that Alabama is still a really good football team, and they have a really good coach, Nick Saban, and they deserve respect. Old boy can throw the ball, and they do have a few weapons, but I mean, That's
It's a
just me
revenge
being a
game.
good
It's a
sports
revenge
fan.
game for Michigan. They want that payback for what happened a few years ago. But was it 7, 8 years ago, 9 years ago? I can't
Yeah.
remember what it was.
And
10,
it's just the Big Ten's ready to
2011.
punch the SEC in the mouth. I think this is. You look at the team.
They've set
This
this
Michigan,
up.
this Michigan team. When that Michigan team went up against Georgia, the entire Michigan team looked small.
Yeah.
I have not seen a team that makes Michigan look small this year. Even Georgia. I was excited for that Georgia game. I really was. I think that's the most. I think that's the most upsetting thing about all of this is that we're not going to see Michigan versus Georgia, and that's
Right.
what I really wanted. As a fan
Do
of great football, that's what I really wanted.
you want to break down the Big Ten bowl games?
Yeah, let's rip those out. While you're pulling those up, I would like to point out that the Jets have scored 4 touchdowns in 88 drives.
Leonard, just official, Leonard joined the Eagles instead of the Cowboys. The linebacker
that's
from
so
the Colts.
awesome. I can't
I
wait
bet
to
you
see
Mike
Skip
is
Bayless.
going ape shit. Yeah.
I can't wait to see Skip Bayless cry about this bullshit. I cannot wait. Oh, man. And I'm so excited for Martin there, too. Oh, I can't wait to watch Undisputed tomorrow.
Are you ready?
Yeah, let's do this. Let's do this.
We've got Utah versus Northwestern.
Really?
Yeah, the Las Vegas Bowl.
What's the do we have the stat on that? Do we have the line?
-7. Utah's 8-4.
Yeah. Utah's favored?
Yeah.
Okay.
But check this one out. This is one that, how did Minnesota backdoor their way in with 5 wins? I thought you had to have 6 wins to be bowl eligible, and they weren't the only Power 5 team.
They beat Iowa. I think that's probably it. That's probably what got them a bowl game, was beating Iowa in Iowa.
I thought you still had to have 6 wins to qualify.
They got a winning record?
Nope. 5-7. It's weird to me.
Then that just tells me that the rest of the teams on the piece of paper were trash.
That's what they had to pick from, I suppose.
I mean, obviously, if we're getting that, the teams they had to pick from were worse than that.
Right. Here's an interesting one.
Did JMU get in? Did they probably didn't get a ball?
I don't think they did. I think they.
So that's probably why, bro.
Yeah. But you would have to. I would have put them against Liberty and let them fight it out.
Yeah.
Anyway, it's Rutgers versus Miami. Very interesting matchup here. Miami's got a very crazy recruiting class coming in next year.
That 30 for 30 did well.
Yeah, it brought some shit to light for sure. And here's the one that we want to watch. This is on December 29th, Friday. It's a Friday night game. You got Missouri and Ohio State. Now Missouri wanted the smoke, they got it.
Yeah.
So
I honestly I think Ohio State should roll over. It depends on who plays though. From the sound of it, I don't think Ohio
McCord
State
can't. If you entered the transfer portal, he can't play.
No, McCord's not there. So they're going somewhere else.
Neither is Fleming. So they're without 2 offensive weapons.
Yeah. Is Harrison going to play? That'll be interesting. That'll be interesting. Because if he doesn't play,
the line is telling me that he ain't playing because the line is 2.
I was going to say, if Harrison is not playing, that's 14.5 points gone.
I'm just saying that line screams to me that Harrison's not playing. It's Ohio State -2.
Missouri might smoke Ohio State, bro. I'm just throwing that out there because I think Missouri's coming to play.
Another one. Ole Miss and Penn State. Another SEC Michigan. I actually like this matchup. This is a good matchup.
Yeah, that should be fun. I believe Dick Franklin's going to drop the ball again, but Penn State.
Come on, Dick Franklin. And another SEC one. We got Auburn and Maryland.
It's going to be awesome to see Maryland beat the fuck out of Auburn. It's going to be so cool to see Maryland beat the fuck out of Auburn.
Charles, it continues. We got Wisconsin and LSU. And guess what? We got another one. Iowa and Tennessee. We're playing the entire SEC that made the playoffs.
Yeah.
Every one of them. And then you got Michigan, Alabama. And granted, all 3 of those games are on Monday. January 1st. Wisconsin plays. We're going to watch Big Ten football. Wisconsin, LSU, Iowa, Tennessee, Alabama, and Michigan for the nightcap. Now that's going to be fantastic. I don't know. Their scheduling
how do you
has been.
put Iowa anywhere? That offense is terrible.
The line is 7.5 for Tennessee. And guess what we get to see? Get to see Joe Milton again.
God damn.
I actually think that's a decent matchup for Iowa, though. Defensively, they can take the ball away from Milton and Tennessee.
It's gonna be hell for LSU. Yeah, but
I don't know about Wisconsin. I think that's a bad matchup for them. I don't think they can even come close to scoring as much as LSU is going to put on the board.
Wisconsin was struggling just to get there.
That's for sure. They got 7 wins. They backdoored their way in on one of them. Hell, that Iowa-Wisconsin game was a dogfight. Wasn't it like 6-3 for a really long time?
Yeah.
Or 9-3?
I'm thinking one of our next wrap-up episodes, we'll jump in. We'll do the Pac-12 bowls. See where the Pac-12 went, because according to this SOR that I was looking into, the ACC and the Pac-12 all had SORs greater than the SEC. So I'm failing to see this smoke that is the SEC. Oh, we've got 5 teams and tied the top 15. Yeah, I'm just not seeing the smoke, bro.
You know what? They'll try to justify it at the end of the year if their teams have a better bowl record. That's what they always do. That's what this is all about. This is about, hey, guess what? The Big Ten thinks they're better than the SEC. All right. You guys got what you guys, everything you asked for, you have with the bowl games. Let's see it.
We'll have to see what they're putting down.
Yeah.
It'll be interesting to say the least.
Oh, for sure.
I don't have what grinds my gears in the opposite direction for this week. There's been a lot going on with the football and everything. I tell you what, I'll tell you what grinds my gears. I'll tell you what rotates my gears in the opposite direction real quick. Are you ready for this? The goddamn college football playoff committee. Yep. The fact that we even have a committee, that there's just no, I'm just going to beep
Charles,
and fill it in. Just fill it in.
Let's fuck it. What I picture is a bunch of old men sitting around a fucking big old fucking table with eyes wide shut party. That's all I can fucking imagine when I see this shit. And it fucking burns my fucking bird. I don't know. It's fucking terrible.
Oregon's athletic director talk the way he did about FSU. And I'm sitting here looking at you going, bro, your team had a 73% chance to win. You should have no right to say anything. There is no way that it's so biased. There is just absolutely no way. And you're not going to get the smoke you deserve, because next year it more or less fixes itself. We do have to remember there was always going to be a problem. You had 4 spots for 5 power conference teams. You had 4 spots.
I know. So, no matter there was not a great situational answer for any of this, and I agree with that. I wholeheartedly agree with that. 100%.
Right, because of them, though. Right, because of them. Because if
they made this, they should have had 8. It always should have been 8.
Yeah, if you went to a system that ranked them accordingly, not the AP poll, but this that you've got the SOR, you've got all this shit that you could use. You chose not to.
Someone just do away with the top 25 period, and don't do a top 25 until the last week of the season.
Yeah, it's so mind-numbing.
Because they use it for stupid shit.
This whole college fucking playoff thing just rotates my gears in the opposite direction. Fuck them. Either way, though.
Hypothetically.
Either way, though, FSU would have got rolled. Let's just be real.
That's true. let's just not sugarcoat it. They were not a good football team.
If FSU against Michigan, they're a 13.5-point underdog. FSU, or they're a 13-point underdog. FSU against Georgia, they were like a 14.5-point underdog. Michigan against Georgia is a 1.5 underdog. Michigan against Alabama is a 1.5 favorite. So, eat that for what you want. Go blue, team 144.
Yeah, I agree. It's time. And we have Brandon Rualt coming on the show on Wednesday.
I'm
That
so
should be a good
excited for
one.
that. That'll be a really
And
good
it is
one.
Potentially we might be having the 12th man on Wednesday as well, depending on what time I get home from work.
So, awesome. That's for
we're gonna get him before
Mr.
the ESPN
Miami, right?
30 for 30, Mr. Miami. Yes.
Yeah, I'm really excited for that.
We really have to talk to him about the Miami Rutgers matchup. See what he has to do with Shiano.
Yeah.
I would assume he's going to be down there at that game because that game is in. Oh, no, that's in Yankee Stadium. The Pinstripe Bowl.
The Pinstripe Bowl. That'll be fun to watch. Yeah. I like that one. But hell yeah, go Pack, go! Joe Flacco didn't look too bad against the Browns or against the Rams. And way to go, Jets, who are about to start Trevor Siemian. So they went through the entire Aaron Rodgers list, fucked that off, and now they're going to go their own way. 88 drives, 4 touchdowns.
Nice.
I think that's about it, broski. You got anything else?
No, we actually get to play intro music now. So
nice.
For outro music, what song should we have on here?
Hey. I don't, yeah. Wow. Oh, hey, Taylor Swift was at that Packer game. Our sources came through.
Fuck it, Charles.
Play it out, bro. Play it out. We love you all. Thank you so much for your likes, your clicks, your comments, your subscribes. Big Blue's going to roll that tide.
Yeah, absolutely. I got a good one, Charles.
Nice. I was going to say, because if we should see if we have the rights to
fuck it.
Teenage dirtbag or whatever it is.
People dream high in the quiet of the night. You know that I caught it.
Goddamn, Karma's that guy. All right, I love you guys. Bro. Yeah.
Jordan love.